Hello, everybody. Welcome to Coffee Chat with Lindsay and Neely.
Hey y'all, I don't have my chat pulled up.
Oh, you
There
also
we
don't
go.
have coffee. Where's your coffee?
Oh, many apologies. Here's my cup of coffee, and it's quite full
Is
because I
it
just
black
I just
decaf?
brewed it. Is it what?
Black decaf?
It actually is. How crazy. How did you know? How could you possibly guess?
I'm psychic.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Well, I
I've
have
got a hair trap in
half
my
decaf
mouth.
with cream, like always, like usual.
Okay, hold on. Last week I
Last week
asked
it was,
half
yeah.
decaf, and then you were like, no, actually it's all full caffeinated. And I was like,
Yeah, I was living on the wild side last week.
and apparently the wild side is not where you want it to be today.
I think it's just because last week was my cycle week. Like,
Oh,
like maybe I do need the extra caffeine today. And
boost
today
it up.
I'm feeling so much better. Surprise.
Mm.
Oh, it's funny how that goes.
Well, I also have a supplemental beverage of just some bubbly here.
I have
Just
my supplemental element, emotional support element.
I mean, we got to have all the emotional support electrolytes or the emotional support spicy water.
Yes.
I can't not. I can't
Oh,
not.
for the first time this season, I had an emotional support hot keto chow yesterday
What?
evening. Yes.
What flavor did you do?
So I did a chocolate keto chow with a
Okay.
scoop of horchata collagen.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
like
In. I'm
cinnamon
in for it.
yeah, it was
I'm
really good.
in.
It was really good. With some butter and some MCT oil powder.
Do you know what that sounds like it needs though? Like the most microscopic pinch of cayenne pepper
Oh yeah,
to make it like full on Mexican hot chocolate.
that could do it. Oh,
Mm.
I got I should have brought it up here. I got sent pumpkin spice collagen from Marigold. Their seasonal
Oh,
flavor.
that sounds amazing. I
Yeah.
put the Marigold vanilla whey, excuse me as I hiccup for myself, whey protein in my skier this morning for breakfast. I was
Mm,
not disappointed,
yeah.
not in the least bit.
I used some of the pumpkin spice. Oh, I did a scoop of pumpkin spice collagen and a scoop of vanilla whey in my
Yeah,
yogurt the other day, and it was really good. Very fall, very nice.
delicious.
Yeah.
Although, my heart is hoping they come out with something that's more minty flavored as winter comes upon us. Like once we get there, I'm really hoping for some mint flavored things
Okay.
because
Did you see that
I love
Perfect
mint.
Keto came out with a chocolate mint?
Chocolate mint, I sure
I have
did.
not tried it yet, but
I
I was like,
haven't either.
"Ooh."
I have
Yeah.
not either.
And I don't know if I'm supposed to tell this or not, but I heard talk of a new Equip Prime Protein flavor coming out for the holidays specifically. So I'm like,
What
gingerbread,
could this be?
peppermint,
Eggnog?
eggnog. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm not sure when that's happening, but I heard that it's happening at some point for the holidays. Speaking of Equip, that was a great segue.
Segway.
Um, they're having a deal right now where basically they just removed their one-time restriction from affiliate codes because usually their affiliate code, my
It's a one
Indigo,
and done.
you get 15% off your first order. But until I think Friday, they remove that one-time use. So you can use my code even if you've already used it before. And
Wow.
it stacks on top of the first time subscription discount. So if you start a subscription, you get a certain percentage off and you can stack the 15% on top of that. So
Look
if
at
you
Equip just trying to do the most
yeah,
to
if you
give
want
us the
to
least
stock up
price.
on any Equip products, do it today through Friday, and use my code. It's just Indigo. I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
It's down in the description of all of my videos, so you'll be able to find it easily. So definitely check that out.
We got some people here today.
You,
Do you
Blaze
see how many
here.
people we have, or is it still not
I
showing you
do
numbers?
see it. I do. All of a sudden, Restream got it together.
Tell you what, my
Brian
hair
is
needs to get
here.
it
Good
together. It's shedding
morning.
like crazy.
Beth is here from Las Vegas. Rickwin is here. Time for coffee. Terry and
I'll
Carmen
take a
finally
sip of
made
coffee to
it.
that.
Yay. Let's see. Marie is here. Hello, Marie. Love adding cinnamon and cayenne to chocolate keto chow. Yeah, that sounds good. It is great
So
hot
good.
as a pudding, as an ice cream. Yeah, I can imagine.
Mexican hot chocolate ice creamy. That's a great, great suggestion, Marie.
Yeah. And it kind of feels like a fallish type flavor too.
Well, anything spicy tends to feel like it's
Yeah.
a solid change of seasons
Yeah.
opportunity.
You don't have to give up the chocolate for it to still feel like a fall flavor.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, did you have any topics that you wanted to bring today, or can I launch?
I do not. I just remember that last week we said we were going to talk and do an update about
Yep.
exercise. And so if we want to go ahead and get into that, let's do it. We can just say good morning to Becky. Good morning or afternoon. All right.
I appreciate the inclusivity of time.
For all of us. Good evening,
Okay.
night, wherever you're
That's
at.
right. Like good time of day.
Yeah. Good day.
Fill in the blank.
Good.
Okay, so last week Blaze made a fantastic question asking about how rebounding was going, and so I thought we could just kind of like chat about exercise. And when we first started doing these coffee chats, we kind of decided to do some accountability things with exercise.
Yeah.
And
was that 2 years ago?
that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost practically. We are approaching our second year completed of doing this.
Well, I have gotten very consistent with exercise, so apparently it's working.
It must be. It must be.
I don't see any other reason for it.
It has to be. It has to be this. And us just not talking about it has made it so like desirable to carry forth.
Yeah, we did it. Yay us.
So yeah. So I had gotten onto rebounding again. I kind of pick it up and I put it down, and I pick it up and I put it down. And I put out a video, gosh, it must have been back in June, talking about rebounding. And if you want to check that out, it's here on my channel. I'll try to link it once this live stream is done over on in my video description. But basically, I was trying to just get in the habit of rebounding. And then for the entire month of June, I rebounded almost every single day. There were only a few days that were non-rebound days just because I was away from home and thus away from my rebounder. And then my friend and I decided, like, they've got a home gym that is very well equipped, in my opinion, and they are super into fitness. They're not so much into they're into healthy food, but not like, or cleaner food, but they're not into the same kind of like choices that I make.
Sure.
But we can still be friends, right?
What? You can be friends with people who make different choices about the food they eat?
I know it's novel. I know it's new. I know it's not generally regarded as safe, but also
you like to live on the edge.
I like to live on the edge a little bit. So she was like, come work out in my gym. And I said, okay, I'll come work out in your gym. And she's like, I don't like working out with other people because most often other women tend to say things like, I can't lift heavy. I don't want to get bulky. Mm-hmm. And that tends to be common rhetoric amongst a lot of women. And I don't have any problem trying to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the long distant future because I know that it's not realistic for my body type. I don't have any qualms about that. So I started working out with.
He does that.
No one accidentally, no, for sure. But the accent, that could become an accidental fallout from it. So we might want to start training like Arnold. I don't know. Arnold of the younger years.
Right.
Anyway, so I started working out with her twice a week. And then we went on vacation to the Outer Banks. So we fell off or we got sick. So we would come back and forth. But I tell you what, the past however many months now has been so consistent, like going to her house, doing upper body on one day, doing lower body on the next day. And it's just like the best time ever, honestly. And she pushes me and she's been, working out hard and heavy for years. So where she sets up the weights compared to where I set up the weights there's a chasm, right?
Oh.
And I used to be very strong. but I also used to train on a daily basis when I was on swim teams. So it was
Mm,
one of those things where it's like, I know I can get over here where you are
yeah.
someday,
Yeah.
but it's going to take time. And I tell her all the time, I'm just so mad. Like, you keep training with me instead of just standing there talking to me to tell me what to do. And so it's like every time that I get one step closer, you get one step further. And what this is not fair. It's not okay. It's not fair. The gap never moves. It just shifts. But so I have been
Levi trying to get older than his sisters.
That's exactly what it feels
They keep
like.
getting older, but they keep getting older too. It's not fair.
Solid. That
How do we
is
overcome this?
I don't know. I think it involves like of the sisters.
Let's not go there.
Took a dark turn. It took a dark turn. We're gonna get
All right,
back on course. So anyway, all of that to say, I have been working out much more consistently and but doing a lot more strength training. And so what's funny is I tend to get hyper fixated on one area for a period of time, and then I get fixated on a different area, and then all of a sudden I go over here and I'm like, oh, shiny new object, let's go fixate over here. And I cannot typically maintain multiple shiny object areas at the
Mhm.
same time. So once my friend and I started doing these strength training workouts, my husband and I, we still walk regularly, not like every single day, but as regularly as we do.
Mhm.
And I have sort of let trampolining or rebounding sort of sit to the side a little bit. Like, I'll do it on average probably once or twice a week, but not as daily as I was.
Mhm.
And part of me is like, okay, I have the set routine of going to my friend's house 2 mornings per week and we do the thing. And the thing I love about that is the fact that I'm not having to come up with it. I don't feel beholden to her because, like, if I just didn't show up, she'd be like, whatever, dude, it's on you, not me. Like, there's no disappointment if I don't show up because I'm not really showing up for her. I'm showing up for me. It's just
Yeah.
fun to do with her, and I don't have to
Yeah.
think about the routine or, the sets or anything like that. But like, that piece of the puzzle has gotten to autopilot status for me, and before all of that was happening, rebounding was autopilot status for me. So it's like I can't put autopilot on both. So I need to just keep autopilot with going over to her gym twice a week and bring in like focus. Let's get the rebounding done on, like a 4 to 5 times per week basis because I feel like my lymph drains a whole lot better whenever I rebound
Mhm.
on the regular.
Yeah.
And that was really the kickoff to me wanting to rebound in the first place years ago. So anyway,
Yeah.
I've chattered on for 10 minutes. Be blessed.
That's fantastic. So you're doing 2 times a week weightlifting,
Yes.
lower body, upper body. And then
hmm
when you do your rebounding, what does a rebounding workout look like? How
So
long?
it looks a little bit chaotic. I love putting time lapse on the camera and like just watching it. And it's typically 15 minutes. Like, I won't let me do less than 15 minutes at this stage of the game. That's not where I started, but that's where I am. 15-minute minimum. Um, and so that takes 30 seconds on a clip of time lapse.
Yeah.
So watching it, it just looks like blur chaos. But I'll just like sit there and just like do a health bounce where you keep your toes on the mat and you're
Okay.
just like bouncing up and down to just get the lymph flowing. And then I'll just like do higher bounces. I'll do high knees, like alternating back and forth. I will go through and do jumping jacks. I don't know, just literally whatever I get bored with at that moment, I will just change it up to something else.
Yeah.
And, like going front to back or side to side or 2 feet out and then 2 feet in or 2 feet forward and back and then 2 feet in. And just kind of like, just literally, I'm doing the most to try not to like call it exercise,
Right.
honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just trying to jump around like a kid again.
Yeah.
And it's great. I get to watch a YouTube video on double speed, and that also keeps my pace moving forward, and I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah. Well,
What about you?
yeah, that's awesome. I I started working with Jonathan Shane and he got me going on
Mhm.
running, kind of got me over the hump of I'm never going to be able to do this,
Right.
which is what I needed. Without that, I would not still be running. Like I can say that pretty definitively. But I've actually gotten to the point where I'm starting to enjoy it, which is,
Ew, ew, ew.
oh my gosh, like mind blowing. It's so crazy. And like I will feel like I want to go run. Like I'm like sitting for too long and I'm like, I would like to go for a run. Who even am I? Like where are these like thoughts coming from? It's so bizarre. I've never been that person ever. And,
Yeah.
so I was worried that once I stopped working with Jonathan, that I would just stop running because he wasn't keeping me accountable. And and if I don't really want to do it, I won't do it, you know. But something has switched, something has changed, and I am starting to enjoy it and look forward to it. Um, since I stopped, well, when I was working with Jonathan, I was timing, like my mile pace and my heart rate. And since I stopped working with Jonathan, I really like just loosened up on that. I still try to keep my heart rate at a certain level, like doing the zone 2 cardio. And so it's still super slow, super easy, but I'm not like putting pressure on myself to try to get faster because it was kind of stressing me out. Like, well, I should be faster than this, with my heart rate at this level or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't even care. As long as my heart rate stays at the level, I don't care what my time is. I just
Mm.
do it. And so I've been running probably about 3 to 4 times a week still, which I do enjoy all of a sudden. Also, my husband wanted to start running some. So most of the runs I do are at home on my treadmill walking pad. Because I have to go so slow anyway to keep my heart rate at that level, it works out just fine. And but people are like, oh, it's so boring to run on a treadmill. And I'm like, well, that's when I get to listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos. So it works out fine for me. I don't mind it at all. And I close the door and put my sign on the door that the kids aren't allowed to bother me. And it's kind of like my my alone time
We're
to catch up on
yeah.
podcasts and stuff. So I don't
You're in
mind
a
it at
cave
all.
of solitude. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Exactly. But then also my husband was like, I want to start running more. And I was like, okay. And so we've started running together on Sundays. And so we'll go out to a place near us. So I am doing at least one run a week outdoors. Um,
Mhm.
and that one, I don't try to stay in that zone 2. I just kind of run however I feel and don't really pay attention too much to my heart rate. So it's a lot
Yeah.
higher of an intensity of a run, but that's been really fun. So we go do it together. We take Izzy with us and she's able to run, and that's been really cool. And uh, going back to what you said about doing the exercise with somebody, there's something special about doing exercise with other people. Like, not that
Mm.
exercising by yourself isn't important or useful or whatever, but there's something special about like being in it together. I get that with my exercise class. I'm getting that, going out for a run with my husband. Like, it's just, there's something special about it. And I'm kind of exploring that a little bit. So anyways, at home, I'll do my 3 to 4 runs per week, including the one with my husband on Sundays. And then I have my exercise class, which I'm only able to go to one day a week right now. And that's kind of like my high intensity training. There's some weights, but it's lower weights, higher reps type things.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
also there's some Tabata and HIIT in there. So I do that one day a week. And then the thing that I'm really trying to work on now is getting consistent with my weightlifting at home.
Yeah.
Because I did my video a while back with my brother where I kind of learned the different lifts that I need to focus on. And now it's just like trying to get those in consistently. And since I'm only going
Yeah.
to my exercise class once a week, I'm thinking I should add 2 days a week of the weightlifting at home.
Weightlifting.
But I just have to figure out how to make that happen consistently. It's really handy when you have someone else that's expecting you to be somewhere at a certain time. When you're left on your own, it's more difficult. And so anyways, I'm still working on getting consistent with that. But, you know, it's a journey, not all the way
Oh,
there yet.
yeah. Oh
I will
yeah.
say on Sunday this week, this coming Sunday, I will be running a 5K. There was one
Mm,
that the ladies from my exercise class are running, so we're all running it together. So this will be my first race since I did my 10K
it's
back in April.
nice.
So, anyways, I'm excited about that. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
You know, just yeah, 5K is not a lot, but it's like it'll be fun.
That'd be totally fun.
Yeah,
How fast do you, or what do you anticipate your time to be on a 5K?
I don't know. I'm not going into it with any expectations.
Because I know my husband and I, whenever we do our like walks, we've started to explore a little bit farther from our typical route. And several evenings we've gone through and tried to get like 3 miles or something to that effect, or to that amount. And usually it's like, okay, well, we're at an hour now. We should probably get back.
Mm,
And so walking, it's an hour, maybe I don't know, somewhere around an hour. I'd have to go look
yeah.
on the tracker situation, but I just didn't know. And after Steve did his podcast this past week
Mhm.
talking about his first 5K
Yeah, I
and what
haven't
his
looked yet.
pacing was like, I was curious to know if like you had an anticipated pace or
Yeah, what was
expected
his
time.
pace?
He said he was trying to break 8 minutes per mile, and I don't want to spoil it, but that was his objective.
Objective, okay.
Go
Well, I'm not
watch his
anywhere
video.
near that, so
Yeah, yeah. One of my friends, she will try to run a mile and a half, and she's like, yeah, my pace is like over 11 and a half minutes. It's pretty bad.
oh, I
And I'm
wish.
like, I mean, like, my husband and I, we can fast walk by like about 17 minutes, like,
Mhm.
like intentional, but our we got a lot of hills. If it was flat grand, who knows what it would be, but like,
Yeah.
we're like, that sounds pretty fast to me.
Yeah. It, yeah. Well, and I think it's terribly unfair to compare the time when body types are so different. It's
Oh,
like
that's solid.
tall guy with these long legs. It's like that doesn't compare to a 5'5" woman that's carrying an extra 20 pounds. Like let's have some kind of a different scale to compare here.
But that's also why they go through and differentiate between like women in this age bracket versus men in that age bracket. And,
At least there's that.
at least there's that. But my friend, she would fall in the same age category
Oh
and
yeah.
weight range.
I've reconciled with the fact that my body is not built for running. Like I know
Mm.
that. Like I've
But
known
that's
that
funny
for
that your body craves it.
yeah, and it's yeah. It's the, the cardio, and I don't know if it's like the running itself, but it's like I'm craving it because I have taken my body, which is the same body from this whole time, from one point
What?
to another. Yeah.
You
When
didn't
you
do a trade in?
you don't get a brand new body. And so it's like I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. I am only comparing myself to what I was when I started and where I'm at now, and I can see how, my body has adapted to
Sure.
kind of work, and it will never be at any kind of pace that would be competitive, like, and that is totally fine. That's not what I'm going for. So, yeah.
So my theory is always like never gonna out endure somebody
Mm.
ever. But I will definitely be able to throat punch them. That's my goal. Like
Oh,
if I
okay.
could defend myself by being stronger than them,
So it's the
then
fight
I'll be
versus the flight.
100%.
Yeah, okay.
100%.
Got it. I would prefer to run away, so I will keep
Okay,
working on
okay.
my endurance.
You can probably rest assured you run faster than me. So you continue running and I'll just punch the zombies in the face whenever they come for us.
Yeah, well, I just have to run faster than one person.
And that'll be me.
There you go. Oh, goodness sake.
That's a
All
good
right.
time.
Yeah, so that's kind of an update on where we're at, like, I don't have like I toyed with the idea of becoming a runner and always, trying to
Yeah.
break my own records or whatever and do more. I decided no, I just need to figure out a good rhythm for everyday life, something I can maintain that's not gonna, push my body too hard to cause other problems. What do I need to
Yeah.
do to be healthy? That's my main
Mm.
objective. I don't need to set any records or anything like that. I'm fine. I just
Sure.
want to be healthy. And so that's what I'm working on. And so it's like it takes the pressure off where it's like, oh, I don't have to like get all of these training sessions in because of this coming up. It's just like, oh, if I'm sick or I'm tired or, whatever, my body doesn't feel good with it, I can skip, I can add more if I, feel like it later. Like it's just low pressure, but I'm still being consistent with it. Other times when I've gone low pressure, I just stopped doing it.
Well, and
That's
I'd say that that's massive growth.
I think we're making progress.
I'm in the process of editing a video right now. Literally everything we're talking about.
Oh, really?
I'm like, maybe my video is just pointless at this point.
I think, well, honestly, as far as videos go, I think there's a definitely overlap of people that watch our lives and watch our regular videos. I think it's probably people that watch our lives also watch our regular videos, but
Sure.
there's a whole other group of people that watch our regular videos that don't watch our lives. So
Sure. Yeah,
because
that's fair.
I've been wanting to do an update video about exercise as well, and I'm
Yeah.
like, am I just going to be saying the same thing? But I honestly don't think that
Yes.
matters too much
I can
because
say I've
there is a whole other audience there.
sure. Okay, so with weight training for you, are you going to your brother's house to work out, or are you using your dumbbells that you have at your house and doing that in your own
Yes.
space?
Yeah, doing it at my house. Yeah.
Did you get heavier weights?
I have heavier weights. We have
Okay.
we've had them for a long time. And I've
Yeah.
used them before, I did Chalene Extreme from Chalene
Oh,
Johnson.
mm-hmm.
That's a heavy weight. It's not barbells, it is dumbbells
Dumbbells. Mm-hmm.
only. But so I've done that, and that's on the heavier range. It's just a little bit different with the barbell. Um, so anyways, yeah, we've had heavy weights. My husband
Mm-hmm.
got a set
Yeah.
from forever ago.
Well, that's handy.
Getting that set up. I got a weight bench, which I will show in a video soon because it was sent to me.
Ooh.
And
Was it from
so
Angier?
yeah, I've been working with them a lot.
Well, I
Anyways,
mean, if they've got the equipment, it's nice to be able to have access to it.
yeah, and I've been impressed with the quality of everything that I've gotten
Mm.
from them. Like it's been solid. Like my little walking pad treadmill I've been using it a lot and for running,
Yeah.
not just walking too. And I'm impressed with how it's held up
Held
and
up.
yeah, it's fantastic. So anyways, I'll be showing that soon. Um and yeah, it's just the carving out the time and
Mm-hmm.
having it be consistent. That's
I
what
tell
I'm
you what, do you find that you do better, more effective work in the mornings or in the afternoons? And then
after
as a follow-up question, oh, okay.
yeah.
Afternoon for you? What about your children?
Do they like work as
Do
far as like
they
schoolwork or
chores or schoolwork, just like the way that they approach daily tasks that they have to accomplish, do they do better in the morning doing those things or in the afternoons?
I'd say it's different for different kids. One child, my middle child, Charity, she wakes up at 7 o'clock every morning. She sets her alarm when she doesn't have to get up until 8. And she gets up at 7 o'clock and she does all of her chores and starts doing she does Duolingo learning Spanish. So she has like
Mm-hmm.
a streak or something like that. And so she gets up and she does all of that and gets it done before everybody else. So she definitely is a morning person. The
That's why
others,
her and Molly get along so well.
for sure. Um,
Little
and then the
clones.
others sleep a lot, but we have very scheduled like chore times and school times, so they don't really have the choice.
Sure.
I
Well,
mean, there are those kids that wanna get it done, and then there are
mhm,
those that push it off, and they'll just push it off, and we'll
sure.
just let them.
Sure. I
Yeah,
guess
yeah,
what my question being more or less like I kind of have this thought process. A lot of my kids, like some of them, not Molly, they like to sort of just meander through the day. They
yeah,
piddle. You know what I mean? Like they just kind of dilly dally and they're content to do so. And yeah, we'll do this and yeah, we'll do that. And can I go play now? Can I go play? So there's that group of children, and then there's Molly, who's like Charity, and it's just like, let's get it done. There are
yeah,
tasks to be managed. Let's clear them out because
yeah.
I got other things I want to
I will
work
be
on that are
stressed
about
out
me.
if I have these things on my head. Yeah.
Right. That is Molly. But I find that all of the girls, every last one of them, they all do better work in the mornings,
Mhm.
regardless of their attitude towards the tasks.
Hmm.
And I find that I also tend to do better work in the mornings than I do in the afternoons. And it's one of those hard things because I want to work out in the mornings to get that done because I need that focus. I want to get the chores that we need to be done in the morning. I want to get those done quickly. I want to get ready for the day quickly. I want to get them started on schoolwork. And it's like I feel like this sense of mornings are best for us. How do I shove everything in there?
Mhm.
And then if it doesn't work out, my brain just like glitches. And then it's like I can't work out today because I've already passed the threshold of time where it's best. Therefore, I'm not going to do that this afternoon. Well, part of it, other
Mhm.
activities. But on afternoons, whenever I could work out in the afternoon, I still wind
Mhm.
up being like, no, I can't do that because I've already gotten ready for the day and we've already got this and this and this and this and this done. And
Yeah.
so it's like a mental blockade for me to
Hmm.
think about doing something outside of my ideal time frame. So the fact
Mm.
that you're able to like do things better in the afternoon is fascinating.
Yeah,
And I
okay.
don't know how to do that.
I as far as working out, I enjoy it more in the afternoon. Like, I'm not one
Huh.
of those that wakes up and is like, "I'm ready to go run." I wanna sit down and scroll YouTube and drink my coffee in the morning. Like, that's just what I wanna do. And I've tried to, be a morning exerciser many times throughout my life because I think it's a good thing. And I'm like, "I should do that." But I've reconciled with the idea that I don't want to. I just don't. But I actually do really enjoy working out late afternoon, early evening. Uh,
Really?
yeah. And there was a time period where I worked out after dinner, like evening, but it messed up my sleep. And
Mm-hmm.
I learned, and even though I really enjoyed it, I learned that that was not the best choice for me. But if I can do like 4 or 5 p.m., I
Yeah.
actually really enjoy that, and I feel I'm fueled because 'cause I've been eating already throughout the day, and it's a time where chores and schoolwork are done, like, it's usually the kids'
Mm-hmm.
free time, so there's not that pressure of, "Oh, I gotta get this done, and then we gotta get our work, schoolwork for the day," or whatever.
Right.
So it's kind of like low stress time, everyone's kinda just doing their own thing, and the house is a little quiet, and I really enjoy that. So and I'm more motivated to do it then. I feel like I should do it in the morning.
I want to learn how to be more like that.
I do it is annoying to, like, have to take a shower again or whatever after I've already gotten ready
Right.
for the day, but,
Yeah.
like, I don't I it's not as important to me as having that time.
Sure.
I enjoy
And
it.
maybe that's the real struggle is like I tend to overanalyze things when I think that I need to have things be the most efficient in order to be successful. And maybe not in every area of my life, but definitely in the whole like, here's one task that you should do and it be done. Like, okay, ideal, like my bed. I am one that likes my bed to be made. And it's one of those like, in order for it to be the most efficient, here's the process by which I do that.
Mhm.
Like I have my routine and it doesn't look linear. It looks like I'm jumping around a lot of different things. But whenever I do that, it's like that task is completely done and put to rest.
Yeah.
Put to bed.
Cute.
It just hit me. But, and it's the same way with like showering and getting ready for the day. I'm like, it needs to be a one done and move forward with your life kind of
Yeah.
a thing.
It's not
I
efficient
don't
to do it twice.
Right. Well, and I don't typically like come into our room, my husband and I, or into our room, unless like there is a very specific purpose, like I need to get the laundry out, or I need to use the restroom, or, like it's very, very few reasons why I ever come back here in order to like go about my daily tasks, because I complete all the tasks in here and then I move outward.
Right.
And I can't help but like in my brain, I think that way too. Like, well, I need to get ready for the day. Otherwise, we're a little bit lazy about some stuff,
Mhm.
and I don't feel like I can just tackle anything that comes at me. But then, if I'm going to work out later, that means that I'm not. I'm going to have to redo all of those things.
Right.
And is today a day whenever I have to like leave the house and need to be somewhere on time? Probably. So then, what am I going to do? It just, oh man, it warps my brain in a way that I cannot, and I don't know how to deal with it. So I need
Yeah.
to practice some flexibility on some
Okay.
things. Like I can be really flexible in a lot of places, but this is one area where it's just
Yeah.
like an insurmountable hill. That
Well,
sounds
and then
funny because hills
if
aren't that bad.
an insurmountable hill, what would that look like?
I don't know, like an endless hill, perhaps. Like you never meet
It has
the.
other obstacles on it that you're trying to get through.
That's right. That's right. It's like stairs that have like things that need to go up or down, all like just sort of like landmines all around. Maybe.
There you go. Well, and so this is one area where maybe you're just like, I need to be honest with myself and recognize that I just need to work out in the morning. Like that's just what works
Yeah.
best for my brain and my day, and that's fine. It's
But I
okay.
can't help but think that there's possibilities beyond doing it the way I do it.
It's true. Well, yeah, there definitely is a trying to understand when to push for change and when to just accept
Lean
this is
into
just the
the
way I
reality.
am. Let's just adapt to that instead of stressing out about making it different,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely a skill that has to be learned because there are definitely times where it's good to push and definitely times where it's good to adapt to what.
Oh, for sure.
So
For sure.
hopefully that helps everyone.
Gosh, I feel like it's just been you and me talking this whole time, like we're on Marco Polo.
Oh goodness. Okay. So Carmen
I
had a
hope y'all.
question for me, an off-topic question. Um, she says, totally off topic, but just out of curiosity, because I was watching some older videos from way back, what happened to the name Ruthie for charity? She was little then. Okay, that's a good question. And
Solid.
so all of our girls have like virtue middle names. There's Autumn Grace, Talia Joy, Renee Hope. And so when Charity was coming along, we really liked the name Ruth. And we were going to use Charity for the virtue name. And we just liked the order of Charity Ruth better than Ruth Charity.
I totally agree. It sounds like it
It just
fits
rolls off the
really
tongue
well.
better.
Yeah.
But we really did like Ruth as a first name. And so we just we named her Charity Ruth, but we called her Baby Ruthie, called her Ruthie, until she was about 2 years old, I think, something like that, maybe 3, probably 3. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And there was just one point where she decided she liked the name Charity better than Ruthie. So it was her decision. She says, Charity is my favorite name. And so we made the transition to calling her Charity, and that's the way it's been since. So that's the whole story. Her name is Charity Ruth, and yeah, we just called her Ruthie when she was a baby. So yeah, I look back on those videos because at first it was like really hard to start calling her Charity.
Shift.
We had just called her Ruthie from birth, but now
Yeah.
looking back, it's like now she's just Charity. That's just what we call her.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
I can actually remember sitting in our house in Wisconsin, like watching y'all's videos, like whenever the girls were super, tiny little critters.
Mhm.
And that I can remember that change happening. And I remember Molly saying, What? What?
Yeah.
They have a new goal? They have a new goal?
Oh, cute.
No, baby. Nope. She's the same. She's the same. She still likes wearing dress up dresses just like you. She's the same.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Just like you have two names.
I just remember her when she was little. She's like, Charity is my favorite name. It's like, oh, well, we'll call you that then.
Then henceforth you shall be known only as Charity.
Yes. Yes. Adrian is here. Hi, Adrian.
Hello.
Let's see. Jackie says, so me, I can be neurotic about efficiency sometimes to the failure of actual efficiency. Oh, like if the optimal window passes, I cannot do the thing, and then it sometimes falls to the wayside. I totally
100%.
totally feel that. I was going through this the other day where I was like, I have this thing on my to-do list that is the most important thing to do.
Yes.
But I don't want to do it. Therefore, I don't do anything on my to-do list. There's plenty of other things that I wouldn't mind doing on my to-do list. But because I didn't want to do that most important one, I ended up doing none of the things.
Guess what that gets? That gets a thumbs down.
Yeah.
We get a boo. I mean, I will continue on with other tasks, but it won't ever be like the task that I'm like, oh, I really have to get that thing done. Or I will also think, okay, if I need to make this food item for the kids before we leave for this, then I actually need to start it at this time in order for us to have it out at, like, you know, if it takes an hour to cook something, but we have 1 hour till we leave, that means that I am panicking, waiting for this thing to come out of the oven or off the stove or whatever. And it's like, I can't make it. I don't have the time because it's not the right time. And then it's like, well, I guess we have to completely pivot everything. So I can be flexible. Just
it's very stressful.
It causes major glitches in my brain.
Jackie is asking if they embody their virtue names. In certain ways.
Good question.
Yeah, in certain ways. I remember thinking that Charity was named appropriately because she has always been like, if somebody doesn't have something, she's like, oh, you can have mine. Like,
so Molly, that's so funny.
Obviously there are moments with sisters where that's not the case.
Sisters don't count.
She's very aware of other people, and she's very fast to say, oh, you can have mine, or we can share, or, you know, like, I think it is that she definitely has that. I think Talia Joy, I definitely think she embodies that. Oh my gosh, Renee Hope, she is the 100%. Most optimistic person I have ever met. Like, she can make the best out of any situation. This is a stupid story. When we first moved into this house and we were kind of getting used to everything, our kitchen is an addition to the original house. And so it's like this whole area on the back of the house, and the floor slopes away, like, pretty noticeably. Like, we've gotten used to it, obviously, and it's not terrible, but the floor slopes. And so we're like, oh wow, this is crazy. And then we had a refrigerator in there. It was a different refrigerator. And Renee was like, one good thing, you don't have to close the refrigerator door. Because the floor slope, it would just close on its own every time. She's like, one good thing about it, you don't ever have to close the refrigerator door.
She's the silver lining to every cloud.
She is. She really is. She's so good at that. Just making the best out of every situation, finding the good. So anyways, there are certain ways in which they do, and then other ways where it's like, okay, well, that's the area you need to grow then. That's good.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We're calling you to fulfill what your name means.
Sometimes you already are that, and that's why you get that named. And sometimes it's a calling to become that.
Be that.
And don't we all want all of them anyway? It's like, there's none that are bad. We want a bit of all of them.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Progress and Transformation, hello, says, I'm working on developing my informed eating habits, and I'm curious about using Element. It seems to have rather low levels of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Um, so as far as an electrolyte supplement, it's actually pretty high in sodium. That's one thing, like in um, relation to the other electrolytes. A lot of others that you'll find have a lot less sodium in one serving. I don't think they're trying to like meet 100% of the RDA with one packet of electrolytes because they're assuming that you're eating food um, that are going to contain all of those things also. So they don't want to overshoot. It's like it's a supplement, not a this covers
Replacement.
100% of what you need. I will also say that I personally use usually 2 packets of element per day, because that's what I've found that makes me feel my best, in combination with the foods that I'm eating. So it's not meant to necessarily be everyone just needs one serving and that covers your bases for all people. Um,
Hmm.
so you kind of have to work with it. There was a time where I felt like I needed even more than 2 servings of electrolytes per day to balance out because I was coming from, I think, a pretty chronically dehydrated place. And so I had a lot, and now I can get away with only 1 per day if I'm
Had
not doing
to.
a lot of exercise and stuff like that. So it really can depend. Did you have some thoughts on this?
No, that was going to be exactly where I would have taken it as well. I'm not only drinking a packet of electrolytes every day or a serving of electrolyte powder a day. I'm eating a lot of other food and I tend to salt everything to taste. So I tend to get plenty of sodium in my diet.
Yeah.
As for like magnesium and potassium, I don't necessarily like supplement with those unless I'm feeling some kind of weirdness, like I can't really like pinpoint why am I feeling weird. I don't really know. I've already had electrolytes. Maybe I should go take some extra magnesium or something. But generally speaking, I do think that food is where to get the vast majority of those things and just like goose it a little bit, like bolus it with the electrolyte drink mixes.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I'll throw in is that it is about balancing the different electrolytes. It's not just about getting to a certain number of different ones. It's about whatever your body needs for balance. And so if you find that the balance of element, for example, is not exactly what your body needs, you might need to add a little bit more potassium or you might need to add a little bit more magnesium. You can either do that by adding on a magnesium supplement, or you can try other brands because different ones have different ratios. For example, Salty has a lot more potassium. It
And
has about
magnesium.
the same amount of sodium, but then it has more magnesium and more potassium. And so that might be what your body needs to balance out. And there's not just one exact right, ratio for everybody, or else all of the electrolyte companies would use that. Um, Different people need different things. So these different companies try to get as close to what most people need, as far as their understanding of the science. But that doesn't mean that that's what everybody needs. And so if you find that you need more of one or the other, you kind of have to play with it until you find what works for you. For me, I take Element. And then in the evenings, I usually will take a magnesium supplement also. And I find that that's perfect.
Your yeah,
I'm
your good blend.
Yeah. So,
Well,
you just kind of have to play with it.
I also know that a lot of these electrolyte supplements, drink mixes, they are trying to make sure that like not just the people in the low carb or keto friendly space are getting their electrolyte needs
True.
met. They're also considering like anyone, any athlete, anyone eating any type of diet can reasonably take these to help balance themselves out. And a lot of people who are eating a lot more carbs tend to retain water differently. And if they were to go through and put in 100% of the RDA of each of these things, those people might suffer from some unintended
Sure.
consequences.
Yeah.
and the RDA being the bare minimum uh, as far as like what they say we need. Like you can definitely go over with some reasonable amount of confidence, but also anybody who's sitting there supplementing electrolytes while also eating a carb heavy diet or whatever kind of diet they're choosing to eat, they're trying to be probably respectful of the fact that not everybody eats the same way.
Right, right. I also will throw in here that on Element's website, they have a DIY recipe
Mm.
where if you want to just make it yourself, it's right there for you to do. And
Mm-hmm.
if you do put it together yourself, you're able to adjust the different things depending on what you need. So that might be another option if the pre-made packets are either too expensive, for your budget or not quite the right balance that you need. You
Mm-hmm.
can totally play with it and find exactly what works for you and get, whatever percentage you want.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of options.
Good topic. Good topic.
For sure. Jackie says, I feel I need more electrolytes than Elements provides. So I really wanted to like the salty, but it makes my teeth scratchy. Oh, that's weird. And I'm not in love
That
with the
is an
flavors.
interesting.
I make my own based on the salty ratios. Okay, that's interesting. I have never experienced scratchy teeth. Have you?
No,
Okay.
no.
That is
I mean,
fascinating.
it doesn't sound pleasant. I can say that
No,
off the top of my head.
it
And
doesn't.
I don't want to get there, but also my curiosity is highly piqued.
That's funny. Um, as far as the flavors of salty, there are just a few that I really like, and then the
Hmm.
other ones are kind of like, I can take it or leave it. So
Yeah.
I feel you on that. As far as Element goes, I feel like I like all of the flavors. The only one that I
Hmm.
don't love is watermelon.
Yeah.
I just think the watermelon flavor is too strong for me, but
Mm.
that's it.
I really did actually like watermelon, to be honest.
Yeah,
And I really liked raspberry on Element.
raspberry's really
Um,
good.
but out
Grapefruit's
of
my favorite.
really, I
Yeah,
found that one to be like, for some reason, for my taste buds, that tasted so sweet
really.
that I was like, ugh, I can't.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much. And
Huh.
then if you water it down, it's still like the sweetness, but
As much of the grapefruit
not
flavor.
water. Yeah, or grapefruit. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
just
yeah.
was not. It wasn't the
Yeah.
business for me.
I could see like having more of the like grapefruit kind of has a bitterness to it. It's not as sweet as some other ones. So I could see like adding a little bit more grapefruit flavor and bringing the sweetness down would make it even more grapefruity. It tastes like sweet grapefruit the way
Yeah, and I think maybe that's
I
another piece of it. Like things that taste bitter to others, like my husband will say, "This thing tastes bitter," and I'm like, "I don't taste that at all,
Oh,
not even a
yeah,
little bit." So
yeah.
maybe my bitter flavor sensors are less sensitive.
Well, you do drink black coffee all the time, so
Well, so
maybe
does he.
decent. Oh, that's true. That's funny.
But it is possible. But I also do like put apple cider vinegar or lemons or like licking, like the rind of a lemon does not feel
Mm,
weird to me. I'm like, oh, that's a flavor.
good to know.
But it doesn't.
That's
It
funny.
doesn't kick me the way that I think it kicks others, perhaps. Or like if
Right.
something is a little bit burnt or chocolate that's bitter to other people doesn't taste bitter to me. Chocolate is probably the most logical example that I can think of.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I get nighttime leg cramps if I don't do the equivalent of two salties. Yeah. So that's like good information to know that you don't get unless you experiment with it and try to, figure it out. Also sleep better now that I am electrolyting. I like that as a verb. Thank you, Neely, for that
The
tip. Yes,
infinitive.
that's been a huge game changer for me. I mean, I've said it so many times, but when I first started supplementing with electrolytes, one of the biggest benefits I saw was sleeping longer through the night without having to get up to go to the bathroom so many times. I think it just helped my kidneys to function more efficiently because your kidneys should be able to concentrate urine throughout the night to let you sleep for longer. Like you shouldn't
Yeah.
have to get up every 2 hours to go to the bathroom. If you are, that's a sign that there's something not functioning optimally.
Or
And
you're pregnant.
that too, yeah, obviously. Um, so giving your kidneys those electrolytes can really help uh, just increase efficiency and allow your kidneys to do what they're supposed to be doing, which ultimately isn't that what we want for all the systems of our body to do what they're supposed to be doing?
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Sign
Let's
me
just
up twice. I'm on my way.
all right, scratchy teeth. Like if you eat too much lemon or some other weird foods can do it. Okay, so raw spinach, like that might be like the oxalate type feeling, like maybe like same as kiwis.
Okay.
Interesting. The
But
the
I still don't know what a scratchy teeth feel is. Like you're explaining it, but I don't I don't have a
um,
frame of reference still.
the kids ate a bunch of pineapple, and I think it was Charity. She's like, "My tongue feels so weird," and I was like, "That pineapple is eating your tongue right now. Like the enzymes are eating your tongue, literally." And she was like, "What?"
Did
But
you
yeah,
tell her that like in jest? Or
no, I told her like the enzymes are actually like trying to break, like the acid is trying to break down your tongue. That's what
okay,
happens.
that's aggressive. That's aggressive.
Hey, I don't hide the truth from my kids.
I don't either, but also like I never really stopped and thought, "Oh, the enzymes in this particular food are trying to attack your tongue."
Yeah, they're eating it. They're like
They
the acid dissolving your mouth. Well, and the same thing happened when they hadn't had the salt and vinegar seasoning from Port King Good for a while. And I
yeah.
ordered some and they like went crazy on it. And they're like, my mouth hurts. And I'm like, it's that citric acid just eating you.
Okay. Chemical burns in the mouth. We're just that's what we're
Exactly.
getting.
You
That's what
got to
we're
build up
getting.
your tolerance. uh,
I'm gonna start paint like taking, like have you seen those pranks where people will take googly eyes and stick them on fruit and vegetables or
oh,
on
yeah.
products at the store? I'm gonna
Yeah.
put some little teeth like on pineapples
Mhm. Yeah,
out
they're
of entertainment.
Carmen says, I never tried the grapefruit except for the sparkling drink that they sent me, but I liked that. It's funny because I actually like the watermelon sparkling element, but I don't love the packets. It's very weird.
There's just a different concentration there.
Yeah. It's just different, okay?
It is. I think that Jared, he really liked the Element Sparklings on some of the flavors, and then other ones he was like, okay.
Yeah. Jeff is just obsessed with all of them. That's what he wanted for his birthday was Element Sparkling, and so I got him the 4-pack, one of each flavor, and he's been, yeah, hoarding them.
You mean
Um,
like you bought him an 8-pack of each individual flavor?
yeah, yeah, going
Does
big.
he hide them in some kind of like special like mini fridge somewhere in the barn
They're in his
underneath
office.
things? He's
Yeah,
like, if anybody touches these, I have some heat sensors
yeah,
that will
yeah.
cause a trap to come down from the ceiling and put a net on you, and I will know.
He's very serious about his sparkly element. Good, it's really good. Okay, so progress and transformation. Do you have a preferred magnesium supplement? I do. It is the Keto Chow magnesium. You can either get drops or capsules, and I've used both. I like both. I think I prefer the well, I don't know. I like both. And it kind of just depends on if you want to put it into liquid that you're drinking or if you want to just swallow a capsule. But it
Capsules are always easier.
yeah, and I'm not sure when all of the Keto Chow electrolyte supplements will be shifted over to the
Shifted to
salty
salty.
labeling. As far as I know, they still have the Keto Chow electrolyte labeling.
On the flask thingies, the little squeezer droppers?
Yeah, and the magnesium
Okay,
capsules. Oh no, we could
maybe.
yeah.
I know I've got one that two that are salty branded, but I can't remember exactly which formulation they are, if they're just daily minerals or if they were
Daily Minerals are salty brand now,
okay.
or at least the capsules of them. But anyways, it'll be fun when they all have the salty labeling.
Yeah.
So clever.
They look so just sharp. You know what I mean? Like this just looks super super nice. And I love
Yeah.
the little like daily on the side of it. Super nice.
Yeah, so the magnesium and all the little flasks and stuff, they
Flasks.
all are still
Hey, how do you
keto.
like their new website?
Oh man, it's pretty slick.
The only thing that was jarring to
Gorgeous.
me was like how the bright green at the top, like the apple green at the top of the Keto Chow website was. I was like, whoa, I
Oh,
was not expecting that because, everything is there, or it was their kind of like teal color. But
yeah.
then once like my eyes got accustomed to it, I was like, this looks fresh. This looks real fresh. I like it.
And then the magnesium, oh, these are just the electrolyte capsules. They're
Mm-hmm.
still Keto Chow branded, but I don't know about the magnesium one. So,
Mm-hmm.
anyways, yeah, still Keto Chow.
For now.
Anyways, for now, we'll see. It'll be fun when they're all
And they're all
back.
beautiful.
Yes.
I love this. So pretty.
Um, taste buds are definitely a genetic trait, and you can buy a kit of test strips for seeing which things you can taste or not.
Huh.
Experiment constantly. Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be interesting. I believe he's
We'll
referencing
just
bitter flavors.
we'll just go with that. Yes.
I mean,
The
I
husbands are always
believe
correct.
I believe him when he says something tastes bitter. I just can't taste that. So I never notice if something tastes bitter or doesn't. So it's a challenge for my taste buds to notice it, recognize it, and go with it.
Yes. Yes.
Or
And
adjust for it.
that's why you need your husband, because you just don't know. How would you
Yep.
know if he wasn't there to tell you?
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Exactly. Sing it,
Sing
miss the
it.
whole thing. Well, now if
Well,
you're seeing this, you've made it to the end, so to the end of the replay. So at least you made
this
it.
is for you. Sing it.
Um, what is this really true? People working in pineapple factories don't have fingerprints. Is that really true? I could see it being true. That's crazy.
Man, oh man.
Okay, scratchy teeth, like the normal slippery feel of your teeth gets stripped away. Yes, I brush. I've had like dry mouth, dry teeth type feeling. I don't know if that's the same kind of thing. Very fascinating.
It is interesting. I hope I
Uh,
never experience it, but also I'm still real curious to know what it feels
yeah.
like.
Yes. Okay. So it says, are we talking about pineapple? Yeah, my mom used to say the pineapple was eating her as she was eating it. It's true. It's trying to break you down.
I wonder if people have that same experience when they eat pineapple upside down cake, or
Oh,
if like all of the sugar and other molecules within it sort of bind to the acids to make them more neutralized.
maybe. Maybe. Okay. All right. We are after an hour here, but I want to make sure we're not missing
But
any.
this last one from Jackie.
Oh, okay.
Capsaicin stimulates pain receptors. People who like super hot foods are masochists.
So true.
Listen, not all of us are masochists, okay?
You like
We just,
super hot food?
I mean, like, I like spicy foods.
Okay.
Maybe not in abundance, but I do like sriracha on a lot of stuff, Cholula on a lot of stuff. Like, those are pretty, mild, moderate type heat levels. I'm not going to go sit there and just like chow down on a ghost pepper. Like, that's not in the cards for me. But like, I do like my food to have some spice, some
Okay.
kick.
I like the flavor of spicy peppers. I think there's some really amazing flavors that you get, but I don't like the hot feeling.
The heat.
I would like the flavor without the heat, please. That is my feeling about it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
I think we did it.
Yes. Okay. Oh, off topic, but must say you're both very color coordinated. Yes.
With
Both.
our own backgrounds.
Yeah.
To me, navy is just like my baseline color, to be honest.
Yeah, we do look very cute today, both of us together. All right. Okay. Well,
I
one
think we've
more
done it.
from
Oh,
Hayden.
there is one more? Okay.
Yeah. Workers who cut up pineapple eventually lose their fingerprints due to the action of the proteolytic enzyme bromelain that dissolves.
Proteolic.
Yeah.
Proteoleic.
I believe it. I believe it. That's crazy. So
That's
now they
nuts.
can go commit all the crimes they want.
Wow.
All
On
right.
that note, we are so glad that you were here with us today. Let us know what your exercise rhythms and routines have been like over the past few months down in the comments below if you're watching the replay. And we hope to see y'all this same time.